Now my screen is visible, right? Let's do this. So today we'll see the netmiko. Basically, this is the only library which support SSH connection. Paramiko is also there, but netmiko is specifically designed for the network devices. So this is the way you can access the open the connection. So let's do it. Okay, let me open the DNS3. So this is a similar lab which we built the last time. Okay. Let me add one more device in this. Okay. I already configured the SSH on this box. Okay. So switch one is fine. This is also fine. Okay. Cisco. Okay. Configure this. So this is connected to loopback one. Okay, let's take the same channel 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot 100, so 10 dot 101. This is fine. Now, zero to 4, transport input all, and then login local. Okay, control, username, admin, password, username, username, admin, business spectrum. Okay, now to configure SSH, the command is IP crypto IP domain name. Then you can try to initiate configuration. So now I have for this new switch also SSH connectivity from my local system. Okay. So what I did, right now I have three switches. Two switches we already configured the last class. I have telnet lib. So in this I have configured one more switch and I have enabled this thing. The SSS on this new also. Let me type the IP here. Now we'll go for the library. Okay, let me. So here we move to the overlap. Okay, so let me open file. netmiko 1.5. Okay, so we have these many devices, three devices. The IP for first is 192.168.23.2, 10.2, and 10.10.10.101. All we have seen that I can initiate the SSH connection from my local system. That means now we are ready to push the script from our local system. So the first thing is whenever you are creating netmiko library, so first you need to be call the library using this from netmiko import connector handler. So connector handler is a function who is which is responsible for the initiating the SSH connection to the devices. So this is the one way. Either you can do from netmiko import connector handler, or from netmiko import, if you put start, that means import everything. Okay. Now we need to build the dictionary. So the point is, the with this library, you can first you need to define the device. Okay, so in this only, it's supporting number of devices, which we can see here. Supported number of devices: Arista iOS, Cisco XR, ASA, iOS. So whatever is your device type, you need to build first dictionary according to that, and then you can call that dictionary when you're initiating a connection. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay. Okay. So this is the dictionary which I created. In the dictionary, it's already showing that device type should be Cisco iOS. If I'm initiating SSH to my Cisco device, host should be the IP. Let me take 192.168.2.23, and then the username and the password as it is. You need to put it. Okay. Now we have created. Now, if I want to initiate SSH to the same, then I need to use that connect handler. Okay. Similar. Okay, so now what it's doing, it will going to initiate the connection. So this line is for initiate the SSH connection to the device, to the Cisco. So this name I can take anything. Okay, this is not library. I can create with any name, but you need to remember that whatever name you are creating for them, for the same name you are initiating SSH connection. Okay, but this should be fixed. So device type should be a fixed, host should be fixed, username and password should be fixed. Here the value going to be changed. Okay, if your device is Cisco, then you have to put Cisco iOS or Juniper or HP or any other. Here will be the IP and then the username and the password. So this is the fixed format. Name of dictionary, you can choose anything. Okay, to initiate a connection, it's great. We are taking as a net connect as a variable, and inside that variable we are initiating a connection to this device. Okay, now let's see, we'll have first output so IP interface bridge. So to get the command output, this is the, so what we are doing here in output, we are initiating this, we are sending a command to the box, and so IP interface brief, and we are saving that output, output in the output variable, and then this output variable will print out. Okay, so to print this, so now this is my first script which is ready. What I am doing, I'm taking as a dictionary, I'm initiating a connection, and then I'm sending one command using this send command. So this is only for the use command. Okay, and then I'm printing the same output. Let me try to run this. Oops, we have not changed the username and password. We not confirm. So the username is admin, but password is Cisco. I have copied same. See, this is the problem. If it's stuck in between, oh, okay, then it's taking long time. Okay. Now let me try to run it again. Let me check it again. Cisco 1068.23.1, 1060.23. Sorry, 2. Sorry, 1068.23.2. Okay. Username is admin, password is Cisco, and then connect handler, and then so I will interface. Okay. So see, this is giving me output of so IP interface brief. So we have seen in the telnet, right? We need to go to the enable and then we need to write the command and then we need to do. So in this, we can use this function command send command. Using this function, you can directly get the output of anything you want. So this is the output. Okay, now can you tell me that how I can ask the IP password and the username from the user in the same script? So this is the script which is hard coded, right? I am running the script. I am manually defining the IP, manually defining a username, password, and then I am running. Okay. How can I ask all these things from user, and the same value should be copied here, and then it should run the command. So I think told you that in the last or telnet class also there is a function input. Using that you can ask any input value from user. Okay, so for the IP you can create one variable node id. Okay, inside the node id you can use the input function. Okay, and here you can give the message to the user that uh, uh, node ip. Okay, so here in the first value it's going to ask me the node id, node ip. Okay, in the second you can ask for the username. For same username also you can use the function input. Username. Okay, now for password. So password, there are two ways. Okay. Either you can ask with the using input function, but better to have this get pass. Okay, for to use the get pass you need to call first get pass in your program, get pass library. After calling it, now you can go for get pass. Okay, so now this script is ready. If I'm going to run it, is going to ask me first the IP of the node, and then it will going to ask me the username, and then it will going to ask me the password. So this variable I defined, but how to call these variable into my this thing? Because here if I'm initiating SSH connection, I'm initiating for this entire package. So this value should be populated here, then it will going to work, otherwise it will not work. So first is node id. Okay, node id is IP of node. So here I can simply choose node id, and here I can use username. Okay, and here I can use password. Yes. So now this is going to ask me first the node IP, then the username, and then the password, and then all these variable value is going to put into the this dictionary which I created for the Cisco iOS, and then it's going to initiate SSH, and then it's going to give me the output of this command. Okay, let me try to run now. Okay, the node IP 192.168.23.2. Enter. Username is admin, and the password is CISCO. See, it's giving me a similar output. Okay, so now this is the script where you can ask the value from user, and then you can run your script. Okay, now here it's still I'm putting this command is in hard coded mode to the script. But what if I want to ask the command also from a user? and then I want to run. So for that, again, I can create one more variable using a command, and in this I can ask again from user input uh, command. Okay, so now after asking all these values, it's going to ask me a command which I can put, or here I can call the same command variable cmc which I created top. So now this become a universal script. A universal script means it's going to work on any node, any IP. First, I'm going to ask me a user IP, username, password, and the command directly. No need to go to initiate SSH connection separately, login, and then you can you put the command. In the one script, you can ask anything. Okay, let me try to run this again. Okay, now control S, Python, it's asking me IP 168.2, sorry, 23.2, 196. Username is admin, password is CISCO, Cisco, and then it's asking command. Let me check with show IP route, show IP ROUT route. Okay, enter. See, it's giving me a similar output, the same output which I can get from the device. So this become now a universal script where I can ask username, where I can ask password, where I can ask command input from user, and then I can put into the dictionary, and then I can initiate the SSH, and then I can send the command which I have put in command variable, and then I can print the similar output. So this is the become a universal script. Okay, so this is the, so earlier we got this value from here. Okay, all these value we got from here, but they are doing hard coded everything. Okay, it's not needed. And this again, if you know that, okay, if you want to put, suppose if you want to use this same script for Juniper, if you want to use the same script for Arista or HP, so again you can create one more variable in between, the same variable value you can call it here. If you put the Cisco IS, this is going to work for Cisco IS. If you put the HP, like if you put the Cisco AS, it's going to work for Cisco AS, Cisco XR, Arista, HP, Juniper, and more others are supporting this library supporting. Similar way, you can use this SSH script. Okay, so this is the simple way to get the output from the directly from the device. Okay, now let me create one more file. So this is netmiko.1 code netmiko2.py, and let me copy the same. Control A, C, Control V. Okay. So now we have seen how to get the command, the show command. What if I want to configure something? Okay. Now Control S. To configure, there is a config set we need to initiate. There is a command config set to send the command to the box. Okay. So here instead of this, I'll use, or let me use. Okay, let me use this. So what it's doing, it's asking, it's giving output, it's sending the configuration command. So here there is no need to go in configuration mode, or then you need to put the send to the command to the box, because this function itself, what it will do, send config set, it will directly go to the configuration mode, and then it will going to put the command, and it will come out, and it will save, it will print the output. So this is the benefit, because I believe we have seen in telnet library, uh, where it is. See, all these library what we was used to doing. So yeah, we are going and then going, this is putting writing and then going configuration mode and new line, and then we are pushing a configuration and coming back out. Okay, here it's not required. here you can this command itself directly go to the device config set and going to put the configuration and come back again. Okay, let me try to put the command. Let me comment it out first. Okay, now what command you want to set? Okay, let me say configuration command. uh, 0/0, and then you can put description. Uh, what I'm doing, I'm sending a command to using this config set these two. I'm going inside the interface mode and then I'm putting this server port. Okay, now let me try to run. Let me, but before that, let me see what is configure. So right now there is no description is config. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm saying okay, this should be a server port. Let me push and let me check again. It went to the device configuration mode and then it directly came out from end. Okay, it's not going to putting this value in one another line. It's not taking this as another line. No, let me see why it's not taking this as another line. So it initiated the connection. It took this just this value and not this. Okay, here what they are doing, they are creating one more this what we are calling this. This is a list. We are creating one more list, and that list they are calling inside this here. Okay, but what if you want to do it more than one minute? What if you want to do it more than one? Let me try that. Mhm. Again, it's giving me error that configuration mode is went to admin enter command one per line. So it went switch interface switch. Okay, great. So if I go 0/0, okay, let me create again a list. Let's see it's working with the list. I'm creating a list with table. In the list, the first value will be interface 0 slash 0. Second value would be the description. Description. But the thing is how it's going to initiate split line. Split line is what the I want to send is let's one more variable. Okay, what will be Day-5 dot Day-5. What function we use in time strip. Okay, strip. Strip. Okay, so what it will do, it will initiate the connection, it will call this command and it will put like a pattern. But it's only fact that there's no strip is not here. Strip is not reading here. Strip is not taking, strip is not taking, leave it. Yes, I call directly list variable. Okay, let's okay, now it's done. So what it says, it's initiate first and then it's put the server port. Let me verify it. This is the one, right? Description server port which we have configured. So this way you can configure if you want to put more lines here, then they can again you can have it more lines, more value, you can put it into the one line, and the similar same kind of list you can call to the configuration file and then you can push to the configuration. So this is the simple. What if I want to ask from user, okay, let me try to ask command from user input which I want to push to the configuration. So I'll ask command from user and okay, let me, and the same command split. Yes. Okay. So the command I'm going to put interface is 0/2, and let's see description. Let's put serv server 2. So these are the two. Okay. Let me put this thing because how I my this. Why I'm doing this, because if I'll put directly command this copy paste, so this after one line it will not go further. So what I did here, I using this split function, and whatever command I'm pushing or I want to, I'll paste to the script. I'm dividing those two commands using this split function on this comma. Okay, let's see now. So now what it will do, control, let me comment it out, control S. So and this here I'll call command. Okay, control S. So okay, this and this, it will go here and it will. Now let me try to run. It's not keeping. Okay, I need to put inside this. One 168.23.2. 23.2. ADMIN CIFO. Now it's asking me a command. So I will put the same command. I'll copy Control C. So what I'm saying, interface, go to 0 second interface and give this description of enter, enter. See, it's configured the similar output. Let me verify it. 0/2 server port 2. Okay. So what I did, so this become a similar kind of universal script where you can ask command also from you info user, and you have to put this form. Why we are not putting that form? Because if you put this like this device will not able to. Let me check again. If we can go like this, control S. Sorry, because if you put, it will put the enter after. If you copy this thing to your box in here, it will put the enter after this line, and it will not going to take this from you. That's why we are putting like this way. If you want to push the command directly from your uh, on your script, it should so if this script, what it's doing is asking username, password, node id, and then it's asking the configuration command, but the command you need to put in this form. Okay, and then it's going to take the command and go to the device, and it is going to push the do the configuration, which we have seen. Now let me go to the create one more code. Let me put 3 dot py. Okay, let me copy the same content, control A, control C, control V. Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll create one file. Okay, we'll create one file using nano. The file name will be config, config, config.txt, and enter. And what I'll do, interface ethernet 0/0/3 description server 3, then interface uh, ethernet 0/4 description server 4, control O, control X, so I created one file which I called a configuration file. Okay, so it might be store. You can see here. mm, netmiko lab. So I created this file, okay, and what I did, I I put two values, okay, control S. I put two values. Oh, it's not going taking like this. Control S. I put three values. These two values first configure the description for the three port and then the fourth port. Okay. So this is a similar output. You have a configuration. You can copy paste entire configuration here, and then you can close the file, and then you can run the your script. So what it will do, it will going to go to the file, it will open the file, it will copy the config, and then it will going to push to the device. This we'll see. Okay, now I don't need this. Okay, username, password, and so you know that last time we used open function to open any kind of file. Okay, so let me create one variable kol equal to open which file I want to open. The file name is config.txt. So config.txt. I will open this file. Whatever content I have in this file, push to the configuration. And let me try. I think it will not work because we need to define how to. Okay, let's see it's working or not first. So what I did, I'm opening a file config.txt, and then I'm pushing this to the configuration, sending using config set command to the device, and then I'm coming out. Okay, let's see. Let me try to run this. So created Python netmiko 3. 192.168.23.2. CISCO. I think it will not work because we have not. Why it's not working? It went, it's defined this description, then it went to the 04 interface, dependent 0/4. Oh, check, we forgot this. Capital S. Okay, then why it's not taking? Oh, okay, interface 0/1. This is the interface is there. Then slash 0.0 S. So it's taking already. Let me try to run it again. Last time why it was not taking, that interface itself is not there in the device. The interface is 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 only. 192.168.23.2 So it configured. We can verify going to the device. So run interface 0/3. So it becomes server port 3. So run interface 1/0. it becomes server 4. So this way, what this script is become now, this become your universal script if you want to copy. So what this will do, so no need to do anything every time. Okay, this you can run to each device, each any of the device, any of the. So what you need to do, you need to define the IP. We are asking IP from user, username and password, and this config.txt file we should have. See there, I am running the script in the same library. Okay, that's why it's local to it. Okay, if you are not into the same library, then you have to be define the entire path here, that where it is. Okay, see if I'll see the, so this is my entire path. Okay, I can, I need to define that path like that. If you are your configuration file and the script is not in same directory, then you have to define this path, entire path, where the, if it's in same directory, then directly you can use it, but if it is not, then you have to define entire path. So what this script is doing, I have whatever configuration file I have, or whatever configuration I want to push to the device, I can copy. I can copy directly, copy paste here and save the file, close it, and then you can run this script. This script will go to the device, will copy the data, and then going to push to the same box. So this is the thing. If you have, if you want to configure one device, okay. Now what if you have multiple devices? Suppose one is for core switch. Let me put this as core. Okay, now I'll create one more library. Control C, Control V. So here in this case, you need to define the IP manually, because every time they on your choice. If you want to ask, you can copy paste this node IP and then you can ask again IP. And if you don't want to ask, what you can do, you can just simply put the IP 192.168.23.2. Okay. And here we can put 192.168 10.2. So this is the example what I'm showing you. Want to show you, okay, few type of, so suppose what if I have two type of device and configurations are different. So here I can create two files. One I created poll and the second I create with poll1. I can open and I can use same config. So config config for switch dot txt. Okay, so I have two files. One is for core, one is for access switches. So this configuration is going to, I want that should be pushed to the core switch, and this other configuration I want to be in access switch. Okay, so username password going to be same. The IP will be changed. It's on your choice. If you can ask, what you can ask, you can input two value, switch one core switch IP and the access switch IP, but it will be little bit difficult, so better to put the IP directly here. And now in the second line you can initiate the same SSH. Okay, connector handler, and then okay, but before that it's better to create one more list saying that device core access. Okay. Mm, let me put inside the loop control X for key in device. Okay, and let me try to do like this. So what it will going to do, this loop, it will first initiate the connection with core. Okay, but my file set is different. I cannot do like this. So this is the example. If you have multiple device and you want to put copy the similar kind of configuration to the multiple device. That way, okay, let's see, first have example for that, then we'll go for this second. So what I'm doing, I have a two box, I have a two switch, core and access. On both of them I want to push the same kind of config. Okay, let's see now, same kind of config. And let me modify my config file. Let's take here e slash one slash two 1/3, control S. Okay, so I am going to log into these two devices, 23.2 and 10.2. 10.2 is correct, right? 10.2. And then the similar kind of configuration I'll push to the box. So here I created one more list. First is core, second is access. This for loop going to initiate a connection for first for core, and then it will going to initiate SSH. Then it will going to push the config file. Config file is with the name of call, and then it will print the output. And second time it's going to initiate the connection with again with this username password going to be same, and then it's going to push the same kind of configuration to the other device. So this is the example of if you have one configuration and if you want to push to the multiple devices. Let me try to run this. So what I did, I'm configuring 23.2 and 10.2, and we'll verify after that. Let me see. Waste. So not ask me an IP, because IP I already manually defined. Okay, let me put something. So if you want, if you can ask for IP, but if you have multiple, if you suppose if you have two switch only, then you can create two variable and then you can ask input switch one and core or access IP. But if you have more than that, then you cannot go like that. Okay, so let me remove this. So it will only going to ask me username and then password. So this same username and password is going to push here, and then it will going to initiate a login. Let me see now. Username is admin, password is CISCO, Cisco. Core is not defined. Okay, okay, see, caps, core and access. Admin, CISCO. K is not defined. K is not defined. Okay, for K device. Okay, sit. Because what I'm doing, I'm opening this file. So the first K value will be core. Then I have to initiate the SSS for first core. See, core will come to the K, and K I'm initiating SSH. Then second time this loop will run. Then K value become access, and then it will initiate the connection to SSH to access switch. And then so we got configured switch 1. Now it's going for switch 2. See, we got some problem in switch 2. What it is? So we configured switch 1 properly. It went to the switch 2 and then it ended. Why it ended? Switch 2 means access switch. 192.168 username, password, access, key. 1 minute. start the UV. Okay, let me check. So I'm going to place Ethernet 1/2. It's not configured this thing like okay, okay, but let me try to run again. Our main task is it has to configure. Why it's not configured? Switch to configuration, then end directly. Why it's to the end and copy admin CICO. It's not configuring the switch to always. Why it is like that? Okay, let me change the IP. What is the new IP? 10.10.10.101. Control S. Second time it also not going. That means it's not working. Let me put the access first. ACCESS and core in last. CORE. Sorry, core. Control S. Now let me try to. It's going to configuration mode and directly it's pushing AND. It's not taking other lines. Okay, it's configured for this now. again it's, so let me do one thing. Let me have one more file, one. What I'll do in this OCEN open uh, device. So what we'll do, okay, we'll have one device and then we'll do uh, so what I'm doing, instead of putting, I'm creating one more file device and I'll put the IPs there, and from the device I'll call the IPs and then we'll try to run. I don't know why it's not working. It should work. So it is going to the second configuration and directly it's pushing end. Okay. Second box it's not working. To work for second box, instead of creating a list, let me create see, you can do anything, right? So after pushing this you can initiate the connection separately. I am running the for loop because I don't want to do again. So if you want, then after those initiate the connection separately and then for second device initiate connection separately and push the configuration. Let me do like that way. So control C, control V. So this is become, again let it be code 2 23 dot 10 dot 2 control S. Username password I'm asking. Let me remove this. I didn't want it. Okay. And this I will also remove. Okay. Okay. Now control C, control V. Okay. Let it be blue like this way. Might be with for loop it's not okay. Let me initiate connection first with code COI and then again with code COI. Control S. See, the IP will be different. Here it's 23.10. Here is 23.2. Here is 10.2. Okay. Control S. What I'm doing, I'm pushing the similar kind of file. Let me remove this. What I'm doing, I'm pushing the similar kind of file, configuration file, first to the code, this, initiating a connection, pushing, print it out, and then I'm initiating connection to the second device, which again I'm taking as a code, and I'm initiating a connection SSH, and then I'm pushing the same file. Let me try this to run this. Okay, but before that, let me modify the value. Let me do it to control S. ADMIN. Password is CISCO. Again, it's happening same. Configure the first device, but it's going to the second and it's not taking. Okay, let me try one more function. with open with open config config.txt as f. Okay, then what we'll do, I will create one more variable h equal to uh, f read split lines, read split lines s equal to the h control s s. See what is different between this and that. Earlier I'm opening with a simple open function. Now I'm opening with. So if you open with anything file, so what it's doing, it will run a similar kind of loop, and then it will open the file and it will close the file again. For again, next time you come to again this, then it will open the file and close the file. So let's see if it is working or not. H, H. So I have opened the file, I read the content of file, I divide it into lines, split lines, and I put that everything into the H, and then I'm pushing H to the configuration. H to the configuration. Let's see. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, so that means last time it's happening, it was not closing the file, that's why it was happening like that. Okay, let me. So we know that using if with it will work. Let me try to again use that same. What I'll do, I'll open the file into the H, OPEN. Yeah, similar same file, open config.txt, control C, control V. And after this script, let me close the file again. To close the file, H dot close, control S. And again, after this script, control C. Okay, no problem, because we don't have other devices. So let me try to run this way. So what I'm doing, I'm using open function, and I'm opening file inside the h variable. The same h variable I'm calling my config set. I'm opening file, I'm pushing the configuration, then I'm closing it again, and then I'm for next time I'll open it again. Okay, let me try it. ADMIN it's configured for first device. Again, it's giving me error. What's it saying? Operation on close file. Okay, okay. I close here, but again I have not opened. 1 minute. Control C, Control V, Control S. Let me try to run it again. See, we already verified that with it's working fine. I just want to see why it's not working with this simple open. That's why I'm doing this exercise. 1 minute. Okay, it's configure first device. Let's see the second. Yeah. See, this is the only difference I want to tell you. So what earlier was happening, we are opening the file. After opening, it's configuring the first device. For the second device, again, it's going for the open file, but the content already have finished with the first file. That's why it's going to the configuration mode and showing and every time. Okay, in the earlier. But now what if I'm doing, if I'm opening the file, if I'm closing properly, then if I'm opening again, then it will, we can configure this way. But using this way, with is good, because what with will do, with will open the file and close the file inside the same loop. Control this, inside this box, open the file, read the content, and we'll close the file, and then we'll push to the configuration, and then again next time it will open the file and then push to the configuration. So this is the example. If you have multiple devices and if you want to push to the one configuration, okay. So now what, one more thing what we can do, let me remove this. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll create one more one more file, uh, one file for device name. Let me try device, DEVICE device, and I'll call open file. I'll open one more file with the name of device, DEVICE device dot txt. Okay, and then in host I will call device, or I need to run this entire value inside the loop. Control X FOR4 H in device. Okay, okay. So for H in device, so here it want to initiate a connection with, should be H. Okay, H we are using. Let me take U, because H we are already using here. I cannot take the same one. U, Control S for U in device. So it will going, it will copy the first IP, and then it will going to initiate SSH. It will push to the configuration. It will print the output. Second time it again it will run the loop. Again it will copy the configuration. It will push this. Let me try to run this now. See, this is the simple example. If you have, okay, first before that, let me create one file with device txt nano device dot. So IP is 192.168.23.2 and 192 or 168 or 20, sorry, 10.2, and let's say third one 10.10.10.101, right? 101. Okay, control O, control write out, control X. Okay, now let me see it's in correct format. See, these IPs are coming same. Like, if IPs are coming same line, then you'd have to use some split method, I believe. Now let's see. So I have device list, I have configuration list. So similar configuration I'm pushing to the all the devices. Three devices I have. Now let me try to run this loop. What it's saying me? Oh, 23.2 timeout. 192.168.23.2. It's spinning, spinning. Somewhere in the last talent class, we used some mischief function to remove the spaces. That the same I'm searching where I used. Okay, this is. Let me try the same function here also. Now it run the loop. Before that, u equal to, sorry, let me keep L equal to u dot s strip control s, and let me call here L control s control s. Let me try to run this now. ADMAN CISCO. What it's saying me, it's gone to the first device and it's configured the things. Okay, but it's not going to the second one. Why it's not going to the second one? Nano device text control O and control F. Cat device text. ADMAN CISCO. Yeah, now it's going. It's configured the first device, then it's configured the second. Now it's gone to the third device, which I have in my list. Yeah. So This is the example. So this is the example, best example. So whatever device you have, you want to configure the similar kind of configuration, you can put it here, and you can put the IPs, and then you can run the loop. It will run. It will use the same username password, and then it will going to run it, and it will going to push the configuration. So how many scripts we have seen today? So first we have seen the simple command. If you want to check the command, any show command, you can use this way. Second, we have seen if you want to configure, how you can configure in simple way, and then how you can configure singular point kind of configuration you can put to the multiple devices, or how. Okay, one more thing you can do. Suppose if you have three configuration file or four configuration files. So suppose sometime I have core configuration is different, access is different, router configuration is different. So what I can do, I can create more configuration file. I can open in similar way, and instead of this, what I can do, I can initiate SSH connection to the different devices. So for that, you need to create a list that we'll see in next class. So what we'll do next, we'll create multiple configuration file, few configuration file for. So we'll do one configuration, different configuration file for this device, different configuration file for this device, and different configuration file for this device, and we'll initiate different connection, and we'll try to push different configuration. So this is the example. If you want to push the same kind of configuration to the multiple devices, so suppose you have a VLAN, if you have 100 device, similar way you can put the IP in the device list, device file, and this way you can push the configuration to the box. Okay, so next class I also have few more scripts which we'll see in next class on Saturday 8 p.m. So Mayur and Priya, so that's for today. Any question in this? Mayur? Okay, then we are good to close this, and I'll share
Yeah.
the same recording. Yeah, I'll share the same recording on the YouTube channel. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Auntie. Thank you.
Okay then. Bye.
Bye bye.